Thank you all. Thank you. I'm Geo. I'm here to run KDL2. I've been running this game for about 5 years now. On my couch, I have someone you may recognize from about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, my name is Moxieclaws. I have run this game in the past. I've never run Rick Percent personally, though, so this will be from the perspective of an any percent runner. I'll be here to tell you how much different and how difficult the things that Geo is doing are compared to what we normally do in this run.
Spoiler alert, it is very different. And to those wondering, what is Rick Percent? Rick is not a number, and thus it should not have percent after it. Just wait and see. We'll have time to explain. So, if we are good to go, I will start here in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, so Rick Percent. Conceptually, very, very simple. In the second stage of the game, we will have access to an animal bag with one of the 3 animal friends of this game, and that is Rick the hamster. And as far as the category goes, we hold on to him until the very end of the game. In practice, that's really difficult. If you've ever seen any percent run of this game, you will know that there is no Rick at all because he has no special power, but that's what makes him special, right?
Yeah, Rick's specialty is that he has nothing special about him, and that's why we love him.
He will end up doing a lot of damage later on, which is how we save any time over any percent. But yeah, if you have seen any of the, if you've seen the any percent GDQ run of this game back like, shoot, 10 years ago, yeah, you will not have seen Rick, not one bit. Oh, this is Kirby Fire. This is the only time we will go faster than our walking speed throughout the entire run. Rick has no way of increasing his own movement speed. RNG here, just watch for that. And that's Ifriti done with. And here's our friend.
Here he is.
Oh my gosh. So a lot of the more general movement tech of this run comes in the form of just not killing any enemies, since we have no means of increasing our movement speed with a copy ability like Wheel, or in this case with Fire, since Fire does not increase our movement speed. Actually, none of the copy abilities increase our movement speed, so a lot of the general movement tech is based around just killing as few enemies as possible and taking more clean lines to our destination.
Yeah, one thing about Rick, in every Kirby game, you can just kind of fly over everything, and if you get into a pinch, you know, you can float out of a pit or whatever. Rick can't do that. So we have to be very careful and play this a little bit more like a traditional platformer where you have to make sure that we're jumping over all of the pits and everything.
That spring enemy back there, that's our first of the recurring bouncy tie enemies. That is Bouncy Timmy back there by the Maximum Tomato. We call him that because little Timmy doesn't really do anything. We can avoid him either way, but there will be more problematic bouncy ties in our future. All right, Wispy Woods fight. All right, awesome. Bad RNG already. More bad RNG already.
Yep.
And let's see it. Okay, there we go.
There's some apples.
We want apples. They do as much damage as 4 hits with fire. And we soft reset.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Thank you. That's so true. We all love Rick. Rick is everyone's friend. So 2-1, not a whole lot going on if we want to get some early donations in.
I would love to give you some early donations. We have $10 here from a local s'mores Pop-Tart who says, all right, everybody, now here we go. It's a brand new version of the Do-Si-Do. Just stomp your feet and clap your hands. Come on, everybody, it's the Rick the Hamster dance.
It's so true.
Thank you so much. Time for another one?
Yes.
Fantastic, because I have $25 from Cake Gremlin who says, Kirby Gang, rise up! Woo. +1 to Poyos Without Borders and trans rights.
So true.
Very true.
We've got time for one more.
Excellent, because I have $25 here from Thrad5 weighing in on that incentive bid war, saying, Grandma, no. Samus, yes. Samus is catching up quickly, by the way. It is at $1,200 to Grandma's $1,400s. Come on, folks. I want to see my best girl on screen.
So this room, I want to highlight a little bit of movement here, just balancing what we have in Rick's mouth at any given point. That guy spawned low, it can do that sometimes. But this level is just really fun for me because you can do it any number of ways and it still flows very nicely. Oh, sorry. But 2-3, we will unlock a special tool that will be of much use to us throughout the rest of the run. Firstly here, that's Bouncy Tyson that we eat, named after chicken nuggets, because he's yummy. We swallow him in order to react to the RNG of the next 2 Bouncy Ties. And here we have Porcupine Rick. This is very important, trust me. We're gonna see here in about 2 seconds that he does a lot of damage. And just how much, you may ask? More than literally any, that's nice. Thank you, jump and shoot, and I didn't even get the 3rd hit, okay. So Rick Needle does more damage than any animal friend and ability combination in the entire game, no exception. The next highest is Coup Cutter, and even then you have to time your hits and space yourself properly. Whereas with Rick Needle, you just press B and it does a lot of damage. It is enough to kill mini bosses in 4 hits, whereas something like Coup Cutter would take 5 perfect hits with all 3 cutter blades. And so a lot of the ability routing from here on out is going to be more so focused around having Needle. Like for this boss right here, who gave us bad RNG. This is just gonna be awesome.
It's okay, she'll come out soon. Here
yeah.
she is.
It's okay, Rocky, you go when you feel like it. So this is Naruf. This is the worst possible RNG literally possible. So that's really fun for me.
No, she didn't feel like showing up. But yeah, very well done on that fight there.
That did not happen once in the practice room. 3 Nellies, that's just awesome.
She got shy.
Yeah. Come on now. We need to lock in. Another Bouncy Ty enemy here. This is Bouncy Tyrese, named after Tyrese Maxey, who averaged just under 2 steals per game last season. We call him that because if I don't react to his pattern in time, he steals my time away. But yeah, we're gonna have a new copy ability here, and that is Rick Stone. Just gonna do a damage boost here to the right. Swallow while I fall off the cliff there. Perfect. Now Rick Stone is really helpful for us to go through vertical downward sections very quickly, and it also helps going down through water very quickly, even though if we just hold down, we still go down pretty fast. Yeah, I think we can get another donation in here.
That's excellent, because I have a lot of lyrical geniuses chiming in. We have $10 from Far Diddy Far Far, who says, "Never gonna give you up, never gonna let..." What's that? It's a Rick run? In that case, Rick. We have $25 from Mega Fan, who says, Rick. And $50 from Big Love Gaming, who simply says, Rick.
I agree, thank you. So a little movement here that has also been adapted to any percent. You can go between those 2 enemies right there, and that's another use of stone, just going down through the water when we don't have momentum in the right direction, so holding down would not be super efficient. But we have a boss coming up in the somewhat near future, so we will be grabbing Needle once again. Another little powerless movement that I do so enjoy. All right. Thank you.
All right, it's time for sweet stuff.
It is not time for sweet
yet.
stuff.
One more boss. One more level. Excuse me.
This is new routing as of a couple months ago for this stage. This whole string of movement there saves about 2.5 to 3 seconds over what I used to do. But that is one of a number of new optimizations that I found rather recently. That little movement through the water. I don't know why I used to go up the entire way, but there are so many enemies in the way. I don't know how I ever thought it was faster, but I never bothered to route it before, right before AGDQ submissions opened. Now this is a pretty rough room in any percent, but we have Rick Needle, and Rick Needle tends to have a pretty generous hitbox when it's hitting below us, so we should have really no problem here.
Yeah, these underwater rooms with coup, which is what we normally have in any percent, are very, very difficult to get through. But fortunately, Rick Needle has a very generous hitbox that comes out in the water, and so we're able to get past all these enemies much easier here.
And just like with coup, if we do get hit underwater, we cannot re-grab our ability, which would be really rough right now because it's at least a minute to get to any needle pickup. And we definitely need this for this boss. Sweet Stuff has 2 RNG patterns. We got Bottom Star, that's the easier of the 2. Top Star is a little faster, but we finished him off right there.
Nicely done.
Thank you. For some reason, when I was practicing this morning, I had about a 30% success rate with that boss. All right, let's get 1 donation, and then I'll need some time to explain what's coming up.
Absolutely. I have $150 here from Luca, who says, "Hey, Geo from the back couch. I'm
Hi, Luca.
so proud of you for making it to SGDQ. Good luck on the run, and may your 4-2 be blessed. Rick, 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 Rick."
Thank you, Luca. Thanks for being my friend. All right, so we have RNG penguins here, but I do want to explain what's going to be happening in the next stage. Okay. RNG penguins, like I said. They're all RNG, and a lot of them can hit you if you don't...
Like that one.
Exactly like that one.
Thanks for the example.
Yeah, 2 health should be just fine here. Blocky can't really do anything. Hello? Okay. So we're going to grab Stone here, and a lot of the rooms in this game, a lot of the levels in this game are not built for Rick, and the next level is no exception. The intended route is to fight a mini-boss and get coup. However, we can't do that in this run because we have to keep Rick until the very end. So what I'm going to do is time a jump. The jump has a visual cue, but then I have to press B to use Stone to fight against the force of gravity, and then unstone to be able to get into a door that is partially obscured by a block that we cannot break through. So I'm going to have a little bit of serious time here. Nice.
Incredible. If anything, Geo's understating how hard that is. That is by far the hardest trick in this run.
Yeah.
I mean, you said yourself that it's harder than the rest of the run combined, probably.
Just about, yeah. I think World 6 makes it a little more of a contest there, but yeah, much harder than anything else in this run. To that donator earlier, here's our Rickroll. As you can see. But yeah, we now need to grab fire here. We're going to do a little bit of a funky movement there to not land on the platform. Mitigates the RNG from that cutter enemy, since it can attack early and hit you if you jump up to the platform and swallow it immediately. And these are ice blocks. I always thought they were metal because they don't look like ice to me. But we have to break them with fire, and that'll be the first of 2 times where we see something required like that in this run.
Yeah, it'd probably be easier to tell it was ice if you could see what color it was, but unfortunately they hadn't invented color yet.
Yeah, John Colors only invented it in about 1997.
As we all know.
That was when the color TV was invented, right? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Many are saying this, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Don't look it up.
Yeah,
Right.
don't look it up. Trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro.
All right, this is Mr. Frosty, and we are going to get bad RNG. That's a big theme of this run so far. Really bad RNG. But we're going to get ice. If you've ever seen the Any Percent run, at this point we would have Kine Ice, which is like Rick Ice, but better in every way. So we can't move around while holding ice like you can with Kine. You can't hold it forever underwater like you can with Kine. And I mean, like with Kine, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it does enough for our needs here. It would just be awkward trying to go through all of this with fire, since fire doesn't work very well underwater. Oh, well, I'm gonna accidentally do the thing that I found was faster, which is jump under there. Oh, that's a propeller bomb. We'll talk about him later. But yeah, for now, I think we can get another donation in.
Fantastic, because I have $25 here from Royhem, who says, "What are these Wind Waker player model choices? What do you mean Gymnast 86 is going to be playing as a literal mailbox? What? And folks, literal mailbox is running away with it, but Samus is catching up to Grandma fast. She is trailing behind by less than $200, just about $150. Folks, we can hit that by the end of this run. I want to see Samus in Hyrule. Let's get that.
So true. We love Samus. Little thing I did there on that boss fight was whenever we have a suboptimal ability for fighting bosses, also known as anything but needle, a lot of the time I'll use a double star, which does 2/3 of the boss's health. So I only had to hit a 3D with fire 4 times, and then combined my ability star with the star that he summoned to deal the rest of the damage. I'm gonna inhale an off-screen blocky here and then jump so the Scarfy goes up so I can enter the door more quickly. Get through here. These cutter enemies are RNG, but I can react to them just fine. They were nice though. The rest of this is just some nice powerless movement. We have the breakable blocks here. You can only be standing on one of these at once, which is why I'm kind of shuffling Rick's feet to get between the two of them.
Yeah, Rick's a little bit too big to fit through those 1 tiles, so we kind of have to maneuver ourselves a little bit to get 2 of them so we can fall through.
Even with Kirby, it's tough. Because the gap is not super wide for 1-tile gaps.
Yeah, 1-tile gaps are all Kirby runners' worst enemies.
Oh yeah, and dropped inputs. So we're gonna re-grab Needle here. Thankfully, it's in a very advantageous place for us. Here's Ice Dragon.
Yeah, normally this guy has a bunch of different attacks, and he'll like fly around and do a big ground pound and knock a bunch of icicles from the sky, but Rick Needle just absolutely crushes him.
Yeah. I haven't seen him do an early fly here in like a long time, so it's even still, it only loses like 2 seconds. But World 5, we're gonna have multiple new abilities here in this world. World 5 is one of my favorites just because of that variety that we have. Firstly, we're gonna grab Spark right here, and what Spark is good at is breaking a lot of blocks that are in our way. And in this room, there will be a lot of blocks that are in our way. That's about it. We can get another donation.
Absolutely. I would just like to announce to everybody that we have a new bid war open, Fem Shep versus Male Shep for Mass Effect 3. But folks, we still got that Zelda bid war open, and it is closing at the end of this run. That means that you only have roughly 30 minutes to get Samus to surpass Grandma in this foot race that they have started. She is barely trailing behind, only about $90. We can get that, folks.
We so can. This room, just more powerless movement. Didn't really need to re-inhale Spark here. Another little RNG mitigation thing. We're gonna do a really early jump here, just in case that Waddle Dee jumps early. We can dodge past him, just in case. Perfect.
I love that one Waddle Dee that spawns in the air and just falls to his death no matter what you do.
Love that. All right. Now we're gonna run away from some Bronto Burts. Another bouncy Ty. This next one is Bouncy Tyler. Bouncy Tyler is whichever one hits me in this movement section because you can't react to the RNG sometimes. But Bouncy Tyler decided to not show up today. Here we're gonna fight YU and grab Cutter. Cutter saves 1 second, and that's it. We've got an auto scroller here, so time for donations.
Fantastic, because I have $25 here from To The Max 124 chiming in on an incentive that we have open for Slay the Spire in Ascension 10, saying, let's get that Slay the Spire 2 Ascension 10 run. Let the Skeleton Wars begin! Thank you so much. It's gonna be nutty.
We can get another one.
Fantastic, because we have so much Rick love pouring in. We have $25 from Kalataraya, who says, roll that Rick. Never gonna give Rick up, never gonna let Rick down, never gonna run around and desert Rick.
So true.
That is what this run's all about.
Yeah.
We are not going to give Rick up.
Well, you'll see. So this is another place where Cutter saves time, just a little faster to use it than to walk into the enemy there. Yeah, more powerless movement here until the end. And another little movement thing that you don't really see in any other run of this game is jumping under enemies. It's not really something you ever have to think about in any other run of this game, more or less, but it's just a nice little movement thing that you get to do with Rick in this run.
Yeah, once again, since Geo's playing as Rick, he's got to jump around and really pay attention and route out all of these rooms very specifically to be able to get around the enemies, whereas normally, once again, we would have Koo the owl, and we would just be flying through everything, flying over most of the enemies, and Koo is really fast and has really good maneuverability, whereas Rick is stuck to the ground, so there is a lot of precision and planning that goes into all of these rooms.
Speaking of dealing with enemies, that propeller bomb back there that tried to snipe me. If I get hit by a propeller bomb in this run, I have to soft reset immediately because a propeller bomb insta-kills your animal friend. So A/B start select for me. There's another one in this room that was an early run killer back before I knew how to make it go out of my way. It'll be right
Coming up
here.
right at the end here, this one.
Gotta do a full jump there, and then he goes up instead of directly at you.
Yeah, that's another example of that really precise routing that you have to do to figure out how to get through this run. Because again, with Koo, he's pretty easy to just fly over.
Sorry. But yeah, more needle here, since it's in a very nice position for us. Captain Stitch back there is actually the mini-boss that drops needle, but we will not ever be picking it up from him. He'll be more intrusive in the next world where we have to fight him with ice, which you saw how Needle does like 3 or 4 bars of health on a mini boss. Ice does less than 1, so that'll be fun. And in a very small arena as well. Do a big jump there to get to accrue vertical momentum faster. And then these turnarounds here are because Needle has a hitbox that is slightly longer than 1 block, so we can use that to our advantage, not have to turn around as much. Oh yeah, one thing I neglected to mention, the hitbox for Rick Needle only comes out of his back, so I am having to turn around anytime I want to use it. So that's a stitch there. This is the only time, assuming you're doing the safer of the 2 routes in Best Ending, this is the only time that Rick would show up in Best Ending. The routes interlace here. We pick up Rick to grab what are the collectibles called that you get for Best Ending?
Rainbow drops.
Rainbow drops. You get one of the rainbow drops with Rick Spark. We will not be getting that because this is any % with Rick, basically. And plus, if we went for that one, we would have to drop him in the rainbow drop room, which is not allowed.
Oh.
Rick needs as much screen time as possible. He gets overshadowed, I think.
He does. That's why we made this run.
Exactly. For the world record of this run only being about 5 minutes and 3 seconds off of the any % world record. It's kind of sad that he goes unnoticed completely in any %. And even the Best Ending world record because they take a different route through this stage.
I see that we're auto-scrolling. Do we have time for some messages of support?
Sure.
Fantastic, because I have $25 here from Decemberhead.
Hi, Chris.
Who says, "Hi, Geo. So cool to see Gravity act upon it with Rick Stone. So glad I could catch the run and so proud to see you up here. Much love."
Thank you, Chris. I knew I wouldn't escape that. I will not be explaining what he meant by gravity acting upon it. I knew I wouldn't escape it. I knew it would be one of you or Ben. Oh, I forgot to ask you who won the bid, or who... Yeah. Was it Moon for you in your run?
Both of us ended up with Sun Gang, unfortunately.
Wow. All right, well, that's for the Moon crew right there. Even though I didn't go towards Moon. Soft reset, please. We're just doing that. It just happens like that sometimes.
Yeah, those good old dropped inputs.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that boss fight also is very difficult in this game. But once again,
not for Rick, though.
Yeah, not for Rick. Rick just makes it basically trivial.
Yeah, the beginner route for Best Ending uses Rick Needle there, but in any % you're using Coup Cutter, and in Best Ending you're using Kine and Stone. So that was fun having to learn all 3 of those throughout my time running this game. 6-1 is going to be a tough level because I forgot to drop Needle. We're going to be on 2 health at the end of this level, which would be fine if the next health that we get wasn't in 6-4. But basically we're going to do a damage boost here. Uh-oh. Okay, well...
Goal game health?
I didn't want to have to, but I guess... I guess I'll be safe. I guess I'll preserve that estimate or something.
Yeah, fortunately in this game, if you actually play the goal game and you don't just try for the bottom, it wastes a little bit of time, but there are some healing items up further.
Yeah.
Which is very helpful, especially when you're first learning this game and taking a lot of damage from random enemies.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate that extra hit because, I mean, every single time we're coming into that level on 5 health, and it's very realistic that we could be getting hit 3 times in that stage, 1 from the Bronto Burt and 2 from the other damage boosts. But here we have the first of a number of levels with ice. We have to use it a lot, not just for this section that you can only break with ice, but for much later on into this world as well, which is why it's why I wouldn't quite say that 4-2 jump is harder than everything else in the run, but
it's close.
Yeah, it's close for sure. This is just a very tricky part of the run here, starting with 6-3. Not going to jump into the Gordo like I did in the practice room. That would just insult to injury at this point.
While we're chilling out with Rick, do you have time for a quick donation?
Sure.
Because we have an update on that foot race. We have $50 from Middleman34 who says had to donate for Samus. And folks, Samus, Grandma is trying to pull ahead, but Samus is only $78, $68 behind. I can't do math right now, but I can hype up. Folks, just a quick donation to MSF could get Samus in the lead. Let's hear it.
So I'm going for a lot of slightly scary timings in this room. There's about 4 other things I could do that are not as dangerous, but I'm feeling well practiced enough. This room is one of the reasons why we have to hold on to ice for as long as we do. Ice is really special in that it's one of very few abilities. Sorry, I had to listen for an audio cue. It's one of very few abilities that hits above Rick. And that is very helpful because the fastest way to do the wind donut, as we have dubbed it, is with ice because it can hit above. There was a preliminary route with Parasol, which is unfortunately the only copy ability we don't see in this run, but that was ultimately routed out in favor of ice.
Yeah, the wind donut is a big section that's very different in any percent as well. Normally, you can just kind of skip through it and use burning or coup to kind of just like fly directly into the middle of it, but we have to take our time just kind of waiting and spinning around and doing it the intended way with Rick.
It loses about 20 or 30 seconds to any percent. It looks really cool in any percent. You just kind of dip through all the layers with solo Kirby and fire. All right, another reason we hold on to ice is going to be in this stage. I could have done something swag there if I reacted better. Oh well. But we have another, this is where we will fight Captain Stitch with ice. I'm gonna have a little lineup on the floor for myself, and knowing how this run is going, he's going to give me bad RNG, so I can't show it off. But we will go for it anyway. What you may notice is that the boss arena is quite small. We're gonna stand right about there. And he's gonna dash, awesome. We're gonna jump up, use ice, hit the ice block to the right, hit him 1, 2, 3, 4 times, jump out of the way so he doesn't hit us when he's regaining his spikes. Turn it into an ice block, does a little less than a star would do, and there's the quintessential 2-cycle.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Now the hard part, don't get hit by the fish in the next room. Off-screen door there. Thankfully it loads in nicely. Actually, I have to pay attention because I did get hit by this fish in the practice room, so I will not be trying to dodge it. It saves about 0 time, but it looks cool. This is why we keep ice, because there is so much above us, and basically any other ability, aside from maybe Parasol, but Parasol's kind of bad. It's kind of really bad. Any other ability would lose about a minute or more in that room, so that's why we gotta hold on to ice for as long as we do. But we are not free from difficulty in this next stage. Gonna take damage off of this Broom Hatter, fall down, have enough iframes to get through the Gordo, and then inhale that Broom Hatter, and then start a string of inhaling and spitting the enemies in order to swallow the most optimal needle enemy, which is the fourth one in this line here, the fourth of 4. And as you may notice, the entire ground here is made of breakable blocks. So depending on where I am, if I miss a jump or get a dropped input, I'm completely screwed and have to soft reset because the breakable ground does not reset.
Yeah, this is one of those levels that was definitely not designed for Rick at all.
Yeah, the next room's even worse, by the way, in case you were wondering. And a little strat here, I hug a wall for the breakable blocks if I have to break 2 of them that are below me, like there were right there, and then switch directions about a block and a half above the ground that I need to step on. Oh, hello, okay. All right, this next room, you may see, I'll demonstrate it. There's wind, and a lot of it. And that wind will absolutely launch us to the left if we jump too high. And you may be thinking, that's not a problem, except there's breakable ground here. So we have to do a strat that I discovered on accident when I was first starting to run this, which is barely having enough space to jump over those Waddle Dees. If I get blown back by the wind, that is a minute 40 of time loss.
Very well done. Yeah, that level is very difficult with Rick.
Yeah, I think it's probably the 3rd hardest in the run, outside of 4-2 and 7-7. And you thought we were done with difficulty. No, because there's water in this level, and don't put your hamster in water. Just general life advice. I think that's what they say. Trust me, I'm not a doctor.
Once again, trust us.
Trust me, bro, yeah. But yeah, another source of difficulty here is if I have a lapse of brain activity and get hit by one of these rock enemies or by one of these Gordos. And I lose Needle, which will lose us about 20 seconds. But we should be fine, except I just lied a little bit because here's the underwater room. Frog enemies are notoriously very finicky in this game. This is a big source of difficulty even in any percent. Okay, a little scary. That frog went to the right, but we can dodge past this one.
He's trying to get you.
Yeah. They're always, just based on what you do previously in the room, if you get caught on a corner, it will like always be different. So you're always having to react on the fly. But we've held on to Needle, saving us a little bit of time. Yeah, this is definitely worth a Wii. Now onto level 6-7, which is Krakow. I hope you did the hand motion back there, Moxie. I didn't see it.
I let you down.
Okay, that's fine. This is a nightmare in any percent. But with Rick Needle, it again becomes pretty trivialized. And the reason it's a nightmare in any percent is because Coup Cutter, if you don't have like a lingering hitbox like this to just hold out. And this phase of Krakow has over a second of iframes between hits. So it becomes very difficult to time your hits. I need some water.
Yes, very nicely done.
All right, World 7.
While we're on our way to World 7, time for some quick donations.
Absolutely.
Fantastic, because I have $50 here from Dopey Nut, helping out Doctors Without Borders, saying, "Hello, SGDQ, longtime viewer here. Today marks another GDQ where we help those in need. And we will do that with the power of Rick. Fantastic. We also have another $50 from Elegant Fugue, who says, Rick. And $5 from Lauren, who says, Richard.
That's so real. We love Richard Hamster. All right, we're gonna count to 5 here. So feel free to count along. Eventually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And run into the door before we get hit. All right. All right, so the gimmick with World 7 is that every level is going to have a mini boss at the end of it. So naturally, we're going to have Needle for just about every level. 7-2 is one of the first where we have to just hold down at the start to avoid the enemies. Hopefully get a fish despawn. Of course not. Okay, well, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. We were going to drop needle anyway. Hopefully it looks swag and get both of these. Oh, minus 20 aura. That's a shame. I'm going to do this powerless strat. I recently hypothesized that it'd be faster with needle, but if you break the blocks under the enemies, they just go flying towards you. So I guess I was right all along. We can get another donation. The rest of this level's pretty easy.
Fantastic. So I'd just like to update everybody that Samus has pulled ahead in our bid war by about $600. She is running around that corner. I feel like I'm commentating Uma Musume right now. Can I get that as art, please? We have $10 from Jen Jen, who says, Rick, Samus, Rick, Samus, Rick, Samus. And we have $25 from Anonymous trying to smooth things over, saying, quick, make a Grandma Samus model. That way, everyone wins.
Peace in the world. All right, this room did a little damage boost through the first 4 Kabus. They all spawn at different times, so it's just much faster to damage boost through them. We will re-grab needle at the end here. All right, and since I know tech problems may put us a little behind, I'll do my shout-outs here. Since we have an auto-scroller, shout-out to all my friends. Shout-out to Aiden, Moxie, Luca, Alex, Drew, Arrow, Chris, Ben, Thomas, everyone in both Merrill Club and Danimals. Y'all have made me into who I am today. Moxie's known me for a very long time and knows how I used to be, I guess. So yeah, thanks to all y'all, and thanks to y'all for coming out and showing your support during this run. I really appreciate it. Good vibes are over. We have Mr. Frosty, but he gave us good RNG.
The good vibes are still here.
Yes, they're still really.
Woo! I also just want to point out right here, we have like the really intense, serious World 7 music, and then it goes back into Rick.
Yep.
Rick's theme as soon as we enter the stage.
So happy-go-lucky. Got to do that weird jump there to mitigate the RNG from that cutter enemy. Definitely lost at least 2 PB pace runs to that enemy, which is fun. Don't want to have to lose 25 seconds to soft resetting. Take intentional damage there. Just no good way of getting past it. We're on 5 health. We're completely fine. We grab needle here. And now you may notice this kind of looks like 7-1 a little bit. We're going up, but we're going to the left this time. 7-1 through 7-3 and 7-4 through 7-6 are slightly altered mirror images of each other, basically. So right now I'm having to do... I disagree with that. We have to do these tight little turnarounds here to break through all the blocks. And maybe Wayu will be nice to me. He was nice to me, wow. Most of the time he just teleports away.
They were saving all the good RNG for World 7.
Yeah, seriously. It's really going to be important with Blocky right here, though I've been doing my practice. Again, hold down, and we don't get any damage taken from us. I think we could fit a quick donation in here.
Fantastic, because I have $5 from Ann Anon, who says, I'm a simple girl. I see Kirby and I donate Pollo. I mean Rick. Incredible. Time for another quick one?
Yeah, go for it.
$50 from Slime King Games, who says, thanks everyone for this beautiful event. Can't wait for more Kirby. Go, go, Twinkle Popo.
So real. All right, we have this room. In the amount of time I've been running this game, I've maybe gotten through this room damageless about 15 times. And that's including practice too. It's just really hard to jump over all of the enemies. Oh,
All right, it's Blocky time.
Okay, he gave me good RNG. I was a little slow at first. Usually you're supposed to run up to him and deal 2 hits, wait for him, see what RNG pattern he gives you, and then react from there. But he was nice to me. He saw that I was only on 2 health and felt kind. Shockingly rare from Blocky. A rare moment of humanity. All right, we're gonna re-grab some health right here so we're not in mortal peril, at least not for now. There was an old strat for that section specifically that I routed out by just jumping better.
Yeah, and I hope you were paying attention in the auto-scroller earlier in this world, because the game actually expects you to memorize the path that you took and take it in reverse here.
Yeah.
Because if you go on the wrong path here, you run into a dead end and the wall of the auto-scroller will crush you.
Yep.
But that's okay, because Geo has an incredible memory and knows exactly which way to go.
It's just up, down, up, down. Don't tell anyone, though. You can also go through the middle there. Sorry to all the gamer path enjoyers.
No gamer out, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. It's just easier for me to remember. My memory's actually not as good as Moxie made it out to be.
But you didn't die.
I didn't die, you're so right.
See? Here's the end of the room.
Here's the end of the room.
Beautiful.
And
incredible memory skills.
good RNG, let's go. They were really saving it for World 7.
They were.
All right, and 7-7, another level that I put in new routing for prior to the AGDQ submission period. This new route saves about 13 seconds. Unfortunately, it is not easy to do everything right in this level. So real quick, we're gonna do an early ability drop right there. Inhale the block, spit it out of the block, get a double star with the glunks, and then re-inhale our ability. In this next room, we're gonna line ourselves up so that we can jump up further into the room without taking damage. Oh, there we go. And only have to use needle 3 times instead of 4. This room's fairly normal, as is this room. This room is just do the movement right. All right, and RNG right here. We just gotta wait out these axe enemies. Move about 2 pixels to the right and then jump in needle, because if you just jump in needle, you will take damage. And then right here, just 1 needle towards the end, and perfect.
That was incredible.
Let's go, minus 13.
Absolutely perfect stage. And we're already at the end here.
Let's get some 07s for Rick, by the way.
Bye, Rick.
The only required 1 tile gap in the game. I'm gonna line myself up right about here. Make sure DDD is like walking into me to take damage. I'm gonna jump behind him. Be a little closer. That's. I had to readjust like 3 times. I was lining up the back of DDD's cape with Kirby's left eye, in order to make sure he jumps but doesn't hit me when he jumps. And time is on last hit, by the way. I might get it here. Time. We did it, chat. 41:29.
Huge GGs. That's an incredible time.
Thank you, thank you. My
Geo
goal,
is truly the GOAT.
my kind of stretch goal for this run was to get a run that is faster than the best ending world record, which is 41:37, so we did it.
World record.
Doesn't quite beat my practice room PB, but who cares? All right.
Yeah, what an incredible run. Super well done. I know you already did your shout outs, but I just want to shout you out because it has been it has been great knowing you all these years. Like you said, we've known each other for a very long time. I've known you since you were very young, first entering the Kirby community. It's been awesome to see you grow and learn some runs of your own, and you've turned into one of the best runners in the community, honestly, and just a super awesome person to be around.
Well, thank
so
you.
happy to see you and be able to be here on the couch with you.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Let me cry out here. Come on. Final little shout outs. Shout outs to Hybrid for being awesome and to Reiner for also being awesome at this game. And shout out to my 2 best friends, Aiden and Ben. Love y'all. Thanks for coming out. I think that'll be it for me.